Hi stories and aspiring stories, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Doyen, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to make this beautiful t-shirt dress. So if this looks like what you're interested in, you want to learn more on how I was able to achieve this, then you want to keep watching this video till the end. So stay tuned, guys. So for this tutorial I'm going to be making use of this high quality cotton fabric. This is a fabric that is very stretchy. Now in this video I'm going to be comparing fabrics for you guys. So this is a cotton fabric and it is very stretchy. So when you're using this kind of fabric for your t-shirt or your t-shirt gown, you can use the same fabric for the neckline band as well. So you don't need to use a reel for the neckline band because it is very stretchy. Just as you can see me illustrate in this video, it is very stretchy. Now the wrong side of this particular cotton fabric is polyester, which makes it also durable because it won't pull wool. This particular video is actually a very detailed one. This is the way I'm analyzing materials for you people. Okay, so this particular one here, it is also stretchy, but not as stretchy as the first one I showed you guys. It is stretchy. You can see that it is stretchy as well, but not as stretchy as that one. So you can also use it for your neckline band, but I'm also going to recommend a cotton weave for your neckline band because this particular fabric, because it's not so stretchy, you really need to pull it and stretch it very well to be able to stay relaxed on your neckline. Another material I have here is also this quality cotton fabric here. You see this material here, this one is not even stretching at all. So when you want to sew this one, you want to make sure that you are using a cotton weave as the neckline band. So this is very important. So with no further delay, now that I've shown you the kind of material to look out for when you want to sew this particular dress, then let's get right into the main cutting tutorial. After laying my fabrics on folds, the first thing I did was to make an analysis of my measurement here. So the full length is 45 inches, so I'd already added my necessary allowance, which is 2 inches. That made it 45 inches. So what we have here is a length 45 inches. Now my body measurement, we have 48 inches. Now the question is, how was I able to arrive at 48 inches, Abby? All right, so this is my actual hip measurement, that is 43 inches. So all I need to do is just add 5 inches allowance to my 43 inches to give me 48 inches. Now my bust is 40 inches, which is what you can see me illustrate here. So the highest of my measurement is my hip measurement, which is 43 inches. So imagine if I'm bust 40 and my waist is 42. No, sorry, imagine if my bust is 45 and my waist is 42. Now imagine if my hips is 43. Now the highest of it all is bust 45. So if I'm going to be adding 5 inches to 45 inches, that's going to give me 50 inches as my body measurement. I hope this is clear. That's because my bust measurement is the highest of the measurement I'm working with. I hope this is clear. Now in a case whereby my bust is 40 and my waist is let's say waist 34 and my hips now is let's say hips 43. Now you can see that my hips is the one that has the highest measurements, you understand. So I'm going to be adding 5 inches to my 43 inches, and that's going to give me 48 inches. So that was how we're able to get our 48 inches body measurement. Kai, this is a detailed tutorial, so you don't want to miss out. All right, so this is how we're able to get the 48 body measurement. I hope this is clear. Now because this is on double fold, I divided my 48 into 4 pieces, and that gave me 12 inches, right? So that gave me 12 inches. Adding half inch allowance, that gave me body measurement of 12.5. So now to my shoulder measurement, I have 16 inches here. I'm going to divide that into 2, and that's going to give me 8 inches. Now I'd already left an allowance at the back side of my gown because the back side is going to be higher. I hope this is clear. So from that part of my shoulder, I'm going to come down again by 1 inch allowance, which is what you can see me illustrate right here. And I'm going to be using my ruler to make a slant shape towards that part where I came down by 1 inch. I hope this is also clear. But before then, I decided to take out my neckline measurement. So for my neckline width, I'm going to be making use of 2.5 for my neckline width. Now it depends on how chubby you are. If you're a slim person, 2.5 is just fine for you. But if you're a chubby person, you can use 3 inches. because we're working with a very stretchy fabrics. So for my length, I'm going to be making use of 3.5. So if you're a chubby person as well, you can make use of 4 inches neckline depth. I hope this is clear. So once I have this done, I'm going to go ahead to mark out my round shape around here. So now back to my shoulder line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch and I'm going to slant this area towards my neckline area. So I'm going to use my French ruler to make a slopey curve and make a slopey line around this my shoulder line. I hope this is clear, just so you can see me illustrate right here. So from this point, I'm going to cut out the shape of my shoulder line from my front bodice. So once I'm done with that, the next thing will be to come up by 1.5 inches, which would serve as my back shoulder line allowance. Just as you can see me illustrate right here, the back shoulder is supposed to be higher than the front. Now this is even optional. If you decide to make it equal, you're still going to achieve a better result as well. I've tried it and I got similar results. So if you would ask me, I would say that the best is to use this particular method, because this will make your shoulder line more relaxed on your shoulder. So once I have this drafted out, I'm going to go ahead to cut my back shoulder line. So next, I'm also going to measure the neckline of my back bodice. I'm going to repeat the same 2.5 inches here, and I'm going to come down by 1 inch allowance. So the depth of my back neckline will be 1 inch allowance, just as you can see me illustrate right here. So I'm going to make a curve around my neckline. After this, I'm also going to repeat my shoulder line measurement. My shoulder line measurement is 8 inches, so I'm going to repeat that same 8 inches on this part. So what you can see me mark here is 8 inches. Then I'm going to extend to the back bodice. Now I'm going to fold my back bodice towards my front bodice, and I'm going to measure 9 inches. My armhole is going to be 9 inches. So I'm going to fold my back shoulder line on my front bodice like this, just as you can see me illustrate. So I'm going to mark my 9 inches point here. Then I'm going to come towards my chest line and I'm going to measure my chest line. So for my chest line, since I made use of 8 inches as my shoulder line, my chest line is going to be, I'm going to measure 15 inches as my shoulder line. That's going to give me 7.5 inches. So I'm going to mark 7.5 around my shoulder line, just as you can see me do here. So I'm going to be using my French curve to trace out my armhole curve, just as you can see me illustrate right in this video. So once I have that pointed out, I'm going to draft my shape. Next, I'm going to measure my body measurement, and this is for confirmation. Now the body measurement we have here is 48 inches. Now dividing that into 2 is going to give me 12 inches. So I'm going to add half inch allowance to my 12 inches, and that's going to give me 12.5. So what we have here is 12.5 exactly. So what we have here is 12. So I already drafted out that 12.5 that I needed, just to make sure that I manage my material, and what we have here exactly is 12.5. Next, after that, I'm going to be cutting out my traces. I'm going to start by cutting my armhole, then I'm going to move down to my neckline. Now for my neckline band, I am going to make sure that the part that is forming the width of my neckline band is going to be the stretchy part. So you want to make sure that it is very stretchy. So once you are sure about that, then the next thing is to fold your fabric like this. So the desired measurement I need for my neckline band on the spread is 2.5 inches. Now for the length, I can't really determine that, so I'm just going to be cutting a random length measurement. So what I have here is enough for the neckline I need. So this is 2.5 here that I'm measuring, and I'm going to be measuring this all around. So once I'm done measuring this 2.5, I'm going to go ahead to cut what I have here. So for the neckline circumference, I randomly measured 11 inches for it, which is not the actual size I need. And now for my sleeve length, I'll be making use of 8 inches. I already have this on double fold because we're cutting 2 pieces of my sleeve. So I have 8 inches as my sleeve length, and I'm going to be adding 2 inches allowance to my 8 inches, and that's going to give me 10 inches. So I'm going to go ahead to measure 10 inches for my sleeve length. So I'm going to mark that 10 inches on this point. So from my sleeve length, I'm going to come down by 3 inches, and I'm going to mark 3 inches here. So it is at this point I'm going to measure my arm measurement, which is also known as my round sleeve measurement. So for my round sleeve, I have 16 inches here, and 16 inches divided by 2 is going to give me 8 inches. So I'm going to add 1 inch to my 8 inches. That's going to give me 9 inches. So this is going to be my arm measurement. Now I'm going to go by measuring my down sleeve measurement. So my down sleeve here is 14 inches. Dividing that into 2 is going to give me 7. So I'm going to add just 1 inch allowance as my sewing allowance there, and I'm going to merge my lines together. So when I get to the point where my arm is, I'm going to make a curve towards the midpoint of my sleeve measurement. So this is what we have. This is the result of what we have. So I'm just going to make a proper curve towards the line, and I'm going to go ahead to cut. So after cutting, this is what we have, and this is what it is looking like. So the next thing we're going to be doing now will be to go into the proper sewing tutorial video of how I was able to couple everything together. So to begin with, I'm going to be placing my front bodice on my back bodice, and I'm going to proceed by sewing on my shoulder lines. We have 2 shoulder lines here. I'm going to be sewing on each of my shoulder lines. Next, I'm going to identify the center point of my armhole. So from here, I'm going to equate my armhole, and I'm going to notch the center points of my armhole here. I'm also going to repeat the same process on the other armhole as well. Next, I'm going to spread my armhole like this. Now I'm also going to pick off my sleeve, and I'm going to locate the center point of my sleeve, which has also been notched. So I'm going to place the notch part on the notch part of my armhole as well, and I'm going to pin this down. Moving on, I'm going to pick my sewing from this side, and I'm going to be sewing down. I'm also going to repeat the same thing on the other side of my armhole as well. So after attaching the sleeve to my armhole, this is what it looks like. So the next thing I'm going to be doing will be to join the sides of my gown. I'm going to be picking that from my sleeve area, and I'm also going to repeat the same process on the other side of my gown as well. Next after that is my neckline band. So for this, I'm going to go by measuring 6.5 on double fold like this. I'm going to be measuring 6.5. So the ½ inch allowance is more like my seam allowance. So I'm going to cut out what I have here. Then the next thing I'm going to be doing will be to sew this, to join this on my weaving machine. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to be flipping it like this. I'm going to be folding it, and I'm going to be placing this around my neckline. So I'm going to start my sewing from the shoulder line. So I'm going to make sure that the joining of my neckline is fitting into the joining of my shoulder line, and I'm going to be stretching my neckline band to fit into my neckline. So I'm going to be doing this all round. Make sure that you are stretching it to fit into the neckline of your dress. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. So for you to get this result, you need to stretch your neckline band to fit into your neckline. So this is what I got from doing that. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now will be to fold the downside of my dress, and I'm also going to be folding the downside of my sleeve as well. So to achieve this, you can actually weave your hemming allowance, then you fold it with your straight sewing machine, or you use the taping machine, the one that runs a double stitch. You can use it to also fold it, and you get the same result as well. So after running a straight stitch, this is what it looks like. This is how my stitch looks like in the video. So you can see that I was able to achieve a proper stitching around here, even without using my taping machine. So the next thing we're going to be doing now will be to attach the customization. Unfortunately, there's no light, but you know how we do it now. We're going to find a way around it. So these are the things I'm going to be customizing on this beautiful dress. This is the design. So after customizing, this is what it looks like. I used my manual iron to actually customize and to iron this a little bit. I don't advise you to do it. It's just because I didn't have a choice at this point. So if you watch this video to this point, this is me saying thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you're coming across this video for the first time and you're yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? I give value here, and yeah, you should be a member of the family. Yeah guys, so thank you for watching. I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.